Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm excited for week 2 of this new series. Um, I think there's going to be something here for all the dreamers. If you're a dreamer, a visionary, this is for you. This is for me. This is for us, right? So if you're ready, let's hop right into it. So last week we were talking about Joseph, right? And I said something that may have been a little bit bold, right? I said that there were some similarities between how Joseph was acting and how sometimes we can act as creatives, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to the first part of this series and stream that, and then come back and catch on up, right? But like I said earlier, we're going to be talking about dreaming, right? We're going to talk about dreaming. So let me set this up. We're in Genesis 37, 5 through 10. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." His brother said to him, "Do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us?" And they hated him all the more because of his dream and what he had said. Then he had another dream. That's right, he had another dream. And he told it to his brothers. "Listen," he said, "I had another dream. And this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." When he told his father as well as his brothers, his fathers rebuked him and said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what is this dream you had? Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow down to the ground before you?" Right? That's okay, Joseph. A lot going on right there. I said this last time, but a pastor by the name of YPJ, he has great content. Check him out. He said something that was funny, but it was also heavy at the same time. He said that Joseph is known to be the dreamer, right? And I remember that growing up. Joseph had the coat, right? He had the dreams. But the funniest thing that this pastor was saying, in reality, he only had a few dreams that we knew of. And he became labeled that. We labeled him that. However, dreaming isn't what made Joseph unique or special. And family, our dreams and aspirations are not why we are different. I know Apple has the slogan "Think Different." They used to have that. And yes, think differently, but that's not why you are different, right? That's not why you're different. Everyone has dreams. I'm not taking it lightly that Joseph had some prophetic dreams. But what I'm saying is he wasn't the only person in the Bible to have dreams or visions. And the ignorance, maybe even the arrogance of telling his brothers made enemies with him, right? So not only did he tell them once and they didn't like him, he told them again and then they doubled down and said, "I can't stand you." Most times you will hear online that we have to be careful who we tell our dreams to. Yes, that is true. You have to be very careful who you tell your dreams to. However, I also believe as creatives, we can be so focused, so self-centered on our dreams that it becomes prideful. Yeah, arrogant about our ideas or visions we have, that we can come off selfish in a sense, self-absorbed, right? We have our early takeaway. Here's the takeaway. We are not the only dreamers. Our dreams and visions aren't better than the next person. I think when we think that way, we can damage people around us. Aside from the favoritism Joseph got from his father, right? The way he shared his dreams created even more tension. So it was one thing for Joseph to be the family favorite. It's another thing for, come on, Joseph. Why are you saying your dreams like this? Why are you sharing this with people that you know they don't like you, right? And as creatives and entrepreneurs, we have to be aware of how we carry our dreams, how we carry our visions. If not, You begin to use the people around you rather than valuing them. Listen, I remember in the circuit, my musician phase, where I was gigging, playing for a lot of people. And there was some artists that I played behind where I felt incredibly honored. Not that I was trying to make it about me, but I felt like they valued me. They valued me, right? Maybe like they just valued me. You just felt it. There were some other artists that will remain nameless that they could care less, right? I was just dropping the bucket to them. And here's the thing, this is what I want to say. So that's not something that we do. If someone decides to help you and to help me build our dreams and our vision, or the dream that or vision that God has given us, be humble and appreciative to them. That one part-time worker you got, kind of part-time, but not, or the one assistant, or the one best friend, or the one friend, or the one cousin, or the one auntie that's always helping you, be humble and be appreciative of that, because they do not have to help you with that. They could easily be like Joseph's brothers, right? So this leads me to my next point. I think it takes a certain level of humility when handling big dreams. I really feel like the bigger the dreams, the more humility you need. Remember that. The bigger the dreams, the bigger the vision, the more humility you need. Whether it's God-given or driven by you, right? You need humility. Check this out. Joseph's dreams were so vivid. But did you realize that none of them played out the way he dreamt it? Did you realize that? Go back and look at the scripture. They were so vivid. But if you know the story about Joseph, right? None of them played out like that. The level of detail in his dreams, they weren't exactly the same way, right? It wasn't what actually happened. Here's another takeaway. The way you see your dream in your head, or the way you believe that you've heard God, right, is not the way you will always see it. It's not the way you will always see it. You definitely will not see the process that will lead you up to the fruition or completion of that dream or vision. How do I know? Because Joseph saw himself winning. Notice all his dreams, he saw himself winning. Right? But he did not see the losses he would take along the way. And that is why we need to hold on to our dreams loosely and with humility. Right? What do you mean loosely, Marcus? I say loosely because ultimately God has the final say of how that dream plays out. Right? Especially if it's from him. And there have been moments in my life as a creative, right? I'm being vulnerable, that I became arrogant by an idea or vision or dream that I had, right? Like, oh, I can't wait for this to happen. This is going to be great. And you've been there too. Let's be honest, right? Right? You've been there too. And it didn't play out like that. It didn't play out like I thought it would. I didn't see the L's. I didn't see the losses. And here's the thing. When the losses came, that's when I became crushed. That's when I became fragile, crushed, depressed. Yeah. And I believe that sometimes we can put so much on our dreams and visions that they become idols. If you're obsessing about a dream or vision, even if it's from God, it has now replaced God. The purpose of the dream and vision is not to obsess about it. If that's all you can talk about, all you can think about, there's something going off. There's something wrong right there. Let's put it like this. If you can't find happiness, if you don't have any joy unless you're talking about that dream, completing that dream, or anything related to that dream, you have made that dream an idol. It has now become your source of living, your reason, your why. And family, listen, the dream is not to be worshiped, but God is. But God is. And I'm going to say this too, and I say this with love. God is only responsible for the dreams and visions he gives you. He's not responsible for the ones you make up. I'm going to say that again. God is only responsible for the dreams and visions that he gives you that line up for the plan that he has over your life. He is not responsible for the ones you make up. And as creatives, our greatest strength can be our mind, and our greatest weakness can be our minds, right? You have great imagination. You can see where things could be, right? You have great insight, great foresight. However, sometimes with that imagination and dreaming, sometimes we'll say that, okay, this must be a dream that God has given me because this is where my heart is going. No, not necessarily. That's just where your mind is going. Well, how do I check that? Well, you cross reference it. You take it to God. And here's the thing: you having dreams and visions, you having dreams and a vision for your life, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I am not saying that. What I'm saying is that's up to you to make it happen. That's up to you. So we can't expect God to fulfill our dreams that he never said he was going to fulfill. He said he's going to use us. He never said he's going to go on Broadway. he, he said he's going to use us. He already redeemed us. He's going to use us for good works, right? We're predestined for that. We're going to do good works, right? For him. He never said that you were going to go on tour. International. He never said that. Now, I'm not saying he can't use you and that's not his plan for your life. What I'm saying is sometimes we mix up and tangle up our dreams and our plans with what God wants to do. And then when they don't happen, we're mad at God. When it doesn't happen, we're just mad at everyone. Throw it all away. Or you find no more hope. And my friend, that's when it becomes an idol. That's when it becomes an idol. I want to leave us with this verse in Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts, human plans their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. I'm not telling you not to dream. You have to dream, right? I think that's beautiful. I think it's a blessing to dream and to have vision for your life. What I'm saying is, you can plan it, but just know that God determines your steps. Just know that. Let me be honest. I'm a worship pastor now, if you don't know, and it was never my intentions to be a worship pastor. It was my intentions of being a musician, and I still am a musician, but like touring all the time. And I got to do some of that, and I was really hungry for more. But also, I hit kind of a wall where I felt a little empty. And I realized the more I ran away or ran to what I thought was God's dream for me, the more I felt incomplete. And what I realized was that was something that I made up. Going on a worldwide tour was something that I made up. Playing for my favorite artist was something that I made up. But one thing I realized is that he determined my steps. And these steps led me to this stool. And I'm talking to you right now because because I'm living hopefully in the dream that he has for my life. And I will tell you this, it's much better than when I was pursuing the dream that I thought I wanted, that I thought he had for my life. it's more fulfilling than I ever thought it could be. And dare I say, I love being a pastor. So I hope you enjoyed this episode um, about dreaming and aspiration and vision. And let me know what was your favorite part of it. Put it in the comments. Let me know what part resonated with you. All right, until next time, stay creative. See you soon.